Hello and a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Let's begin in Plateau State, where the legislative deadlock created as a result of the non-swearing-in of 16 All Progressives Congress members affirmed by the Court of Appeal into the State Assembly has been condemned by human rights activist Mr. Steve Aluko of the Civil Liberty Organization. The rights activists described the development as denying the state quality and inclusive legislation, which is gradually taking its toll on good governance, considering that the executive cannot do without a functional assembly.
The crisis regarding the Plateau State House of Assembly membership still lingers, with security agents taking over the premises of a complex which is currently under renovation. There were indications that supporters of the reinstated 16 All Progressives Congress members affirmed by the Court of Appeal were set to forcefully enter the complex. However, supporters of the People's Democratic Party were on standby to prevent such moves. It was this scenario that attracted security agents to the area to avert any breakdown of law and order. Human rights activist Steve Aluko is not comfortable with a vacuum in state legislation, which has negative implications on the state.
Coming to Plateau, the implication is that the quality of representation will suffer, the quality of lobbying will suffer, the quality of oversight function will also suffer. It is regrettable, and I think it is high time we ask those in governance across party line, across political interests, that the utmost interest should be that of the Plateau and not of any party or any individual, because at the end of the day, it's the agenda of the Plateau that is suffering.
However, Special Advisor to the Governor on Strategic Communication, Timothy Golu, stated that the matter is still under litigation and the complex will require time to be fixed.
But everybody knows that there has been an issue in the House of Assembly. Only 8 members are presently, serving members in the state parliament. And the Speaker would have reconvened the House to continue proceedings on the 23rd of January. But he was handicapped because he was served 2 injunctions, restraining him from swearing in the 16 members that were given judgment by the Court of Appeal. And as a law-abiding government, as a law-abiding people, we will not toy with that until these injunctions are vacated. So, to see policemen there without the consent of the chief security officer, or without the consent of even the people, without the consent of the speaker, it is something. And it's not just misleading, but it is also, threatening. Because the House, the 8 members, don't have anything to do with the old or with the traditional vicinity of the House of Assembly, because they are no longer sitting.
The continuous absence of a functional assembly has denied lawmakers from performing their duties as part of the democratic tenets.
The monarchs and people of Kwara North Senatorial District are again seeking for the understanding from other parts of the state in their quest to clinch the governorship slot come 2027. The group agreed to set up a committee to actualize their dream at an engagement organized by monarchs across the zone with politicians across party lines in Patigi.
The people of Kwara North Senatorial District have been clamoring for a shot at the governorship seat for many years. Now their monarchs have come together at Patigi for an engagement with politicians across party lines to discuss the issue tagged Project 2027.
Today's event is not about any political party. I should categorically make it clear. It's all for everybody. All political parties in Kwara North. Today is not for any candidate's nomination. We are here to discuss, interact, and make plan to conquer the office of the governor 2027.
The call for unity, love, and understanding among them was emphasized by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly and Senator representing the zone.
Kwara Northerners have come together in the instance of their royal fathers to come and engage stakeholders across all political parties and talk on how we shall achieve our desire, which is to produce the governor for Kwara State in 2027.
After urging them to put political differences aside, the guest speaker calls for the setting up of a committee to be led by a traditional ruler to screen prospective candidates from the zone.
The journey of 1,000 years begins from now. We need to establish a selection committee comprising of at least 20 or 25 people, 5 from each local government or more. With the composition that has to be a woman and youth. And you should give that committee a mandate, a very strong mandate. That selection committee should stand in for everybody. Let whoever is interested in becoming a governor, a senator, be checked properly and screened.
Since 1999, Kwara South has ruled for 8 years, Kwara Central for 18 years, and Kwara North 2 years. So the people are asking for equity, justice, and fair play in order to allow them have the top job in the state come 2027.
The Niger and Lagos state governments have signed a memorandum of understanding geared towards exploring their comparative advantages in order to facilitate constant supply of agricultural commodities to the end consumers. Governor Mohammed Bago, who was in Lagos for the deal, says the agreement will address food security and Niger State is ready to provide agricultural commodities for Lagos. On the part of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the initiative is a long-term strategic partnership between both states.
Gentlemen, we just put pen to paper, sign a joint agricultural government-to-government agreement between Lagos State and Niger State. Lagos State being the smallest state in the country and Niger State being the largest state of this engagement.
This is a history that has been made today. Lagos State is the largest consumer of agricultural resources in Nigeria, population. Niger State has the largest agricultural. So this memorandum of understanding is a collaboration between Niger State to produce for Lagos State and also processing, for Lagos State. So Lagos State and Niger State now have an understanding to promote agriculture in tandem with Mr. President's security agenda.
And talking about Niger State, the government has also expressed its commitment to provide routine immunization to every child despite security concerns. The State Commissioner for Primary Health Care, Mr. Ibrahim Dangana, stated this during the flag-off for the National Immunization Plus Day, as well as the distribution of 5,000 mama kits for pregnant women. He said the collaboration between community leaders and security agencies has led to the immunization of over 2 million children out of the 3 million that was targeted in the first round of the exercise.
The Niger State government is taking steps to boost the operations of primary healthcare centers across the 25 local government areas in Niger State, with flag-off of the distribution of health kits and equipment to aid access to rural communities. The wife of the state governor, Mrs. Fatima Mohammed Bago, flagged off the initiative and expressed commitment to ensure every child in the state gets the chance to live a healthy life.
It's not something for us to overlook, and we will continue with sensitization for as much as we can so that everybody will be carried along and all the children will be immunized as necessary.
The wife of the governor also flagged the National Immunization Plus Day in the state According to the World Health Organization, over 2 million children have so far been immunized in the state this year. The state government believes insecurity will not deter the effort to reach a target of 3 million children.
What we are doing, on the other hand, is we are liaising closely with our security architecture to reach the security compromised areas to ensure that our services are not interrupted. And this is also the importance of flag off or ad hoc initiations that we are doing today. Where people are finding it difficult to reach our routine services, we take these services to them. Their outreaches, campaigns, and other interventions. So this is what we are doing, because we will not fold our hands and allow the problem of insecurity to stop us from providing essential healthcare services.
The state government is also planning to launch another vaccine known as HPV for women to prevent them from cervical cancer and other related diseases.
Staying with health issues, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed the death of 3 children from meningitis in Gombe State, as against reports that 20 people died from a strange disease. The Director General of the agency, Dr. Olajide Idris, made the clarification during a media chat with journalists in Abuja. According to Dr. Idris, Nigeria has recorded 123 fatalities from the disease across 22 states, and the agency is working closely with the affected state governments to increase surveillance and curb the further spread of the disease.
You need to get your facts right before you start putting, or else you start creating panic. But the fact that 20 people did not die, about 3 people, which is also a matter of concern, 3 children died. But I know that there are people on the field already right now. The state government is on it, our staff are on it to ensure that that kind of thing does not happen again. I also do know that in another state, I think this is occurred in IDP, and that's a serious cause for concern for us, as we sent more people out now to go to those various places, and we're talking to the commissioners for health. Last week, I think I met with the commissioners of health where they came to Abuja here and gave them the situation here in terms of Lassa fever, meningitis, and this. And the plan is that for us to collaborate. So we are going to increase our period of collaborations more now, so that we get more active. When we talk about prevention, we talk of health education. We say don't do this. At the end of the day, people don't get the right result. Perhaps again, it's time now to review that strategy. Strategy said that not one size fits all. Each state has its different peculiarities. So you have to determine, and this is where we have to sit down with those state governments, work out those peculiarities, and fashion out those messages that are peculiar to those states. You need to know what they call the social determinants of health in those states.
Welcome back. The Nigerian Army has confirmed the killing of 30 rival militia groups in Ukum local government area of Benue State. The commander of Operation Wellstroke and chairman of the Open Grazing Prohibition Enforcement Committee noted that clearance operations against terrorists in Kwande local government area has been decisive. He said this at a briefing to announce the beginning of renewed enforcement on the ban of open grazing after the expiration of a 2-week ultimatum.
Following the expiration of a 2-week ultimatum to end open grazing in Benue State, the State Committee on the Enforcement of Open Grazing Prohibition is addressing the media after the State Security Council meeting.
During the clearance.
The committee, which is a collaboration between the Benue State government and the security agencies, agrees that all arm-bearing herdsmen and those engaging in open grazing must stop forthwith or face the consequences.
The grace period for the non-kinetic approach elapsed yesterday, and I'm assuring you the security agencies, Operation Wellstroke and other security agencies operating within the state will implement the full directive of the state. Apart from the influence in other parts of the state, some specific criminals, I will call them, invaded Kwande local government area and they were causing mayhem. The 14 days ultimatum did not cover those guys. And as I speak to you, Operation White Stroke have brought sanity and normalcy to that local government.
The chairman of the committee, who is also the commander of Operation Well Stroke, clarifies the recent killings in Ukum local government area of the state.
It was a clash between them, resulting in the death of their foot soldiers. And we've been there, we've seen the bodies. And it is not an attack by anybody on community, as some people want to carry. It is a clash between two militia groups for whatever reason we don't know. And then I can confirm that our initial visit to the place revealed that about 30 people were killed on both sides.
The state government had given 2 weeks grace for all herders in the state to withdraw from the streets in compliance with the anti-open grazing law. As the deadline expires, the government warns that any violation of the law will be met with consequences.
Yesterday, the 14 days which was issued as the ultimatum for armed herders to leave the states lapsed. The provisions of this law, the anti-open grazing law, regardless of your background or wherever you come from, the full weight of the law will be brought to bear on you. I must say this for emphasis.
The directive will impact all those engaged in all forms of animal husbandry in the state, as the committee is promising to deal with any violators of the law.
14,700 vulnerable persons have received food and cash palliatives from the Nasarawa state government as part of measures to cushion the effect of the economic hardship in the country. 100 of them, selected from 147 wards, were given bags of rice and cash. The governor, Mr. Abdullahi Sule, has also launched and approved interventions in other sectors to provide ease for the people. Our correspondent, Halima Gayam, has this report.
Over 58,000 medium bags of rice and about 100 million naira are distributed by the Nasarawa state government in its second phase distribution of palliatives. The gesture is to help cushion the effect of the economic hardship faced by the people. 100 vulnerable persons each from the 147 electoral wards of the state selected from the state register are beneficiaries.
We have 4,000 bags of 7.5 kg, 7.5 kg per person, and 5 million, making 5,000 per person that are gathered here today.
Governor Abdullahi Sule visits the 13 local government areas to distribute the items, as he assures residents of various measures to help them alleviate their suffering.
We as a state must be seen to be supporting our own citizens before that of the federal government actually comes in. So that is the reason why we have gone around to select the most vulnerable amongst you, 100 from every ward of our 147 wards in the 13 local government areas.
He announces other interventions being undertaken by the state government.
Now, from the part of the government, we are doing so many things. We are not just stopping at this. I'm sure some of you have been selected out of the 6,000 women that for the next 24 months are going to be receiving 7,000 naira every month.
With the rising cost of food taking a toll on family finances, beneficiaries are grateful for the timely intervention.
Some of us here, we don't even have even one cup at home to eat. But because of this one today, we have enough to eat in our house. So I thank His Excellency and may God increase him. 5,000 naira attached to the rice. Initially at home, we have no oil, no Maggi. But for this 5,000 naira, we are going to use it in buy oil and Maggi and firewood that we'll cook today and the children will eat and they will happy.
I am too overjoyed. May the Lord Almighty reward our governor. Where he is, he will never go back. He will go front. This card is going to my mother. Thank God me I'm getting rice. So I'm going to give my mother.
We are really happy. We really appreciated the executive governor of Nasarawa State upon what he have done. May God bless him all.
Of equal priority is healthcare, with interventions announced for the health sector and the launch of the second phase of the state conditional cash transfer and payment of gratuities for retirees from 1999 to 2010. Halima Agayam, Channels Television News.
The Kogi State Governor, Mr. Usman Ododo, has promised to complete all ongoing projects initiated by the former administration, noting that no project will be abandoned. While inspecting some projects in Kogi Central and West Senatorial District, the governor assured residents that his administration will fund the ongoing projects to enable the contractors complete them within the specified time.
Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo is on a visit to the Kogi State University in Kaba to inspect some ongoing projects initiated by the former governor of the state, Yahaya Bello. Before visiting the project sites, Governor Ododo and his team were received by the students and management of the institution as they welcome him on his first visit to the institution as executive governor of Kogi State.
At this point,
the Vice Chancellor briefs the governor about the newly established university.
1st October, you were there when we were presented to His Excellency the Governor. During the opening of this university and unveiling matriculation, you were there again. Today, you are present here. Not just present, but to ensure that those projects continue. Thank you very much for what you are doing for us. Thank you very
much. He then leads him on an inspection tour.
This is the aspiration of His Excellency Alhaji Bello. This is the aspiration of Mr. President under his renewed hope. And our campaign promises is to consolidate and continue with the achievement of the last administration. This is one. We have come as a project supervisor. We are not here as executive governor of Kogi State, because what we are holding today is people's trust.
The governor also visits the Central Senatorial District to inspect the GYB Model Science Secondary School, which is at a completion stage.
Yeah, the project is on site.
There was also an inspection of ongoing projects at the Confluence University of Science and Technology. Next is the Akaito Obangede Ihima Road in Okehi local government area of the state. Governor Ododo expressed satisfaction with the level of work within the institutions and the roads, saying his administration is poised to deliver on the dividends of democracy, promising to build on the legacy of his predecessor.
Government alone cannot do it. We need collaboration, we need understanding. And I want to appreciate the entire community of Obangede, Okaito, where people, for their understanding, their support. Right from the very first day this project was awarded. And then somebody made a statement that the government is going and this road is being awarded. That day, the former governor of Kogi State, our leader, said that despite the winding up of his administration, it will not stop this project. And as you can see, we are here to carry out inspection of this project to ensure value for money. In accounting, this is what we call on-the-spot check.
The governor also says more projects that will have direct bearing on the people will be executed in days to come, as he insists that no projects will be left undone.
Staying in Kogi, the State Bureau of Land and Urban Development has warned communities within Lokoja's 16-kilometer radius to desist from selling or allocating land without government's approval. The Director General, Bureau of Land and Urban Development, Mr. Abdul Malik Tena, mentioned this in the state capital during a stakeholders meeting on land administration. He warned that whoever goes against the Land Use Act of the state law will be dealt with.
We're not here today to take land from any community or anybody. we are here today to let you people know that there should be proper arrangement. Henceforth, what we want to be doing is for all the communities, all the head, they should let the Bureau know where is their own parcel of land, so that it should be properly laid, designed, and arranged for them. When you want to allocate, bring the list of your allottee, your supposed allottee, to the land department so that they issued out application form to you to give to your people. Let them fill it and return to us for proper allocation.
Finally on the program, in continuation of the trial of the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, a forensic analyst has confirmed that the document used to request payment of $6.2 million of foreign election observers were forged. The witness, Bamayi Meriga, who was called by the EFCC, informed the court that following forensic analysis of the disputed documents, he discovered that the signature is clearly forged and the seal of execution is different from the original. He also confirmed that the signature was not that of the former President Muhammadu Buhari and former Secretary General of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa. Counsel to Mr. Emefiele, Matthew Buka, expressed displeasure in respect to the conduct of the witness, which he says is misleading the court by evading some crucial questions. The trial has been adjourned till March the 11th for continuation. That's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami.